How's everything going? Um, Listen, sorry guys, I am a little bit late. I am a little late today. I wanted this to be actual rollout. Um, me kind of revealing my beard, but today I was kind of forced into action, if you will. I was forced into action. I had to take action. I had to stream because when I was hearing about what I was hearing about earlier today, I I couldn't help myself but to respond. You know what I mean? I couldn't help myself but to say something about this situation because it was absolutely mind blowing, to be completely honest with you. It was absolutely mind blowing what took place today. Um, so a little bittersweet. We're gonna start it off by saying rest in peace to everyone that lost their life today. Both kids, both teachers. All the people that were traumatized by the situation. Terrence B, what's good? What's going on, man? How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Roxanne, how you doing? I am doing well. Yeah, man. Grace and peace. Grace and peace. Grace and peace. Right. So this is a bit. This is a little bittersweet. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a little bittersweet. Much like what I'm drinking. I think that might have been where I got what inspired me to say that term. It's Cersei mixed with Lasco. Cersei, as you guys do know, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but it's a herb. It's a very bitter herb. And Lasco is like it's like a sweet sort of powdered milk. My father told me black men don't use razors; they use clippers. Is that true? I use razors. Well, in my case, yes, it's true. I don't use razors. And I think maybe one of the big reasons why black men don't use razors probably is because our hair tends to curl, right? So when you have hair that curls, it curls back into the skin, and it sort of irritates the skin, and then you know what I mean. It creates like razor bumps and all of that sort of stuff. You have ingrown hair. Not to say ingrown hair doesn't affect all people right across every race, but I would presume, or I would assume that it's more prominent, when you have like curly hair or a curly beard that kind of grows back into your skin. My condolences to the family and friends of the high school in Winder, Georgia. Yes, Appalachia, I believe is the name of the high school. If I'm not pronouncing it right, because I did do a video today. I do believe that that's the name of the school. Hang tight. Let me see. I do believe that is the name of the school. Yeah, I believe it's Appalachia. And that sounds actually like an Indian name, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, rest in peace to all of those individuals to every individual that lost their life in that situation, rest in peace. And to everyone that's traumatized, and to the family members of them and the ones that are traumatized, yeah, my heart's with you. I was thinking about starting a GoFundMe, even went through the process. Well, I didn't go through the whole process, but I realized you have to have someone's name, or, someone that's going to receive the GoFundMe. I was going to put it over there in the podcasting community, and just, donate some money for myself. We're not exactly millionaires over here, but, there's people that are going through something this tragic that really do need our help, right? So if we could allocate some funds, it doesn't have to be $1 million. You don't have to donate $100, right? Whatever, ever little that you have to, sort of help that family. That's what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it myself so that I know for a fact that it's going to help those kids that are affected by this situation. And yeah, that was just a tragic thing. It was incredibly tragic. I'm not gonna lie to you. Do 30 push-ups and I'll sub. Okay, right now is not the time for that, to be completely honest with you. I can do 30 push-ups, but right now it's not a time for it. But thank you anyway. Mustache looking fresh, cuzzo, says Denny. Thank you, thank you so much. I've had mixed reactions about the facial hair. To be completely honest with you, some people like it, some people don't. Some people like the fact that I shaved. Some people are. It's like, and I think the ones that really don't really like it, they're just not used to seeing me like this, right? If you've met me within the last 5-6 years, you might have grown used to me mostly having facial hair, right? Because in that time, since around 2018, 19, right, I've pretty much only shaved once, maybe twice a year, right? So I would go spurts of 6 months without shaving. Once I went 7 months without shaving. But I would kind of like groom it at from time to time. But this time I kind of just did minimal grooming. But the mustache I kind of keep trimmed low because it tends to grow faster than everything else. But thank you so much. I appreciate that, Denny. Isabel Ross, big up yourself. We're living in some troublesome times, says Terrence B. You know something, Terrence B? So since the beginning of time, right, men have had sort of aggression towards other men. People have had aggression towards other people. I think people at all times, were able to say those things. However, I think now with the information age and everything being so accessible and so easy to kind of see, we kind of hear about these things more. I'm not here to say whether it happened more or less. I'm hoping that it's happening less, but with more people and more technology and information just instantaneously, just instantly going from one place to the next. But who knows, right? Who really knows? But yeah, you can speak of a time where maybe, they didn't have like these sort of weapons, right, in their arsenal where they were using these weapons, right? But either way, it's still, brutal acts no matter how you do it, right? But at the end of the day, I think about, the people that school just started, right? Well, I'm not sure I think in Georgia, school actually starts in like like July or something, right? I think school actually starts back in like July, right? And maybe some schools in August. So they've been back at school for a little while. But yeah, this is tragic. This is tragic. That's a tragic situation. Yes, the school is located in Winder, Georgia. Yes. All my life, by falling in reverse with jelly roll, says Crystal Lake. Sports Production says, yo. And then, guys, today when I did the live, right? And thank you guys so much for everyone that did come out and show support and show love and support to the channel earlier today. I didn't mention anything about subscribing or liking the video earlier today, but I will be mentioning it tonight. I didn't today. I think I just dedicated that video to the anyone that was affected by the tragic situation, and everyone is going to be affected by it, right? But the people that are closest to the situation, the people in that town, Winder, Georgia, the people in the town, the people related to the individuals that were involved in the situation, and the people that, like the further out you go, the less directly affected people are by the situation that did transpire. But it doesn't, it doesn't stop the situation from being tragic, right? It's still a very tragic situation. And I was gonna kind of talk about Beard, and I'll try to do both. I was gonna talk about the beard, and I was gonna talk about my experience in shaving, and the experience that I do have with growing the beard, and kind of just comparing those situations, right? But I suppose we could kind of do both. But it just won't be as fun, right? It won't be as fun to really talk about that situation, especially with that what took place today being so fresh. You know what I mean? Someone says hello from under. From under, is that Australia? Is it down under? Swingling Chile or swingling child. Swinging child. Okay. It's a bit of an odd name, to be completely honest with you. But big up yourself. Kevin says, gang, I've met you in the last 4 or 5 days, says Kevin. I haven't met a Kevin, to be completely honest with you. If I'm being completely honest with you, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know you. But big up yourself either way. He says, skin looks a little off where facial hair should be. I guess you're always going to see like the, sort of the outline of the facial hair. I don't close shave too much, right? I just sort of took the Andes clipper and just kind of took it off. I didn't use a razor to kind of clean up the skin or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to do that because we already know how that goes. He said, I'm going to cut my beard, but I'm not going to say how much. I come back the next day and his beard is gone, says Kevin. Oh, okay. Were you at the live yesterday? Is that what you mean by you met me? Yeah. Yeah. I was actually thinking about cutting it for some time, but yeah, I was just inspired to do so. My mother and my daughter. I mean, it's just the beard. I was actually thinking about cutting my hair too and restarting. I do that every now and then. Cut my hair, cut my beard. I've cut my hair a whole bunch of times. I've cut my beard a whole bunch of times. And just like grew it back. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just it's something to do. It's something unique, and I think the refreshing part about it, right? And I think those guys that do have beards as well can relate, especially if you grow your beard out for a little while. You'll see that. All right, cool. Well, I grew my beard out, and it's almost as if you start to identify with the bearded person, right? And it's almost as if you forget what's underneath the beard, right? The person that's underneath the beard, right? And then when you shave the beard, it's like you're seeing an old friend again, right? I said that earlier today in the discussion we had earlier briefly. I touched on to that. But yeah, it's like you're seeing an old friend again, right? It's like you're seeing somebody that you haven't seen in a very long time, right? So you're the same person, of course, but just that physical change, that little physical change. It's like, oh, well, that's a familiar face. I recognize that guy, right? So, change is good, guys. Change is good. There's no point in being too much of an extremist when it comes to that sort of stuff. Yes, it's, I'm still the same person, regardless of the fact that I do not have the facial hair. But it's a breath of fresh air to kind of just, switch things up a little bit every now and then. King Alfred the Great says, clean shave, stubble, or beard, not feeling the mustache and the soul patch. It is what it is, man. I'm feeling it. But big up yourself either way. 14-year-old charged with 4 counts of deletion and attempted deletion. Yes. And if I'm honest with you guys, I was actually talking about that today. It's like you can't treat this. This is not a pat of the wrist situation, right? Because this will just continue to occur over and over and over again, right? This little kid, that's not a child crime, right? He didn't steal candy, right? He didn't cheat on his homework, right? Like, people lost their lives, right? And the trauma that's affecting everyone else, it's mind-blowing. Like, now this kid has to really live with what it is that took place today, right? He has to live with this for the rest of his life. He has to live with what he did. And everyone else who's lost people, they have to live without their loved ones, right? Even though we energy can't be created nor destroyed, but they want that, they sort of long for that physical sort of experience, right? To be able to hug your loved one, to be able to really talk to them and they respond, not just on a spiritual level, but also on a third dimensional level. So there's that aspect of things, So those people are not going to get the time back, right? Even though we're speaking third dimensional here. We're not getting, we're speaking on a third dimensional level. right? Because yesterday wasn't what's tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. But yeah, for lack of a better term, and at times we're gonna speak like this because these are how people understand what it is that we're saying. You know, but yeah, I can't say I'm upset with that. Not at all. Casey Walls says 2024 loyalty doesn't exist. Loyalty does not exist, they say, in 2024. I beg to differ. It does exist. It does exist. It's just loyal to what degree are people loyal? It's like, how loyal are you, right? Like, everyone has their degree of loyalty. Some people are going to ride with you till the wheels fall off and the car burns up or blows up, right? For lack of a better term. Some people are going to ride with you until the end. Very rarely are you going to find those people, though. They're not everyone is not going to do that, right? But some people will. And some people, as soon as you get a flat tire, they're out. You understand what I'm saying? As soon as you get a flat tire, oh, Uber. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, you just got to be mindful of that as well. But I wouldn't say loyalty doesn't exist in 2024. I just think a lot of times we're looking for loyalty in the wrong places. And if you are a loyal person, trust and believe there is someone out there that can match that frequency as well. It absolutely is. But, how you find that person, that's a whole nother story in and of itself. Not just that person, but those people. So big up yourself, Casey Walls. Roxanne says the FBI had visited the kid's house before based on what he had posted on social media about, about a school incident. The parents had weapons at home. Okay. Yeah, so this is one of those things where, I was wondering whether there was any sort of, if they were able to see any signs that something was going to happen. But yeah, thank you for confirming that. But yeah, that's why you got to take proactive measures when people do say things like that. And you got to treat these things as if, we got to treat them for what they are, because those are very dangerous things, right? Those are very, very dangerous things. Flame says, "What's up, dude? What's going on, Flames?" Nikolayaze says, "I subscribe." Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. I sincerely do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Thank you. And thank you to everyone that has been subscribing and everyone that's liked the video. I really do appreciate that. 6 weeks since they went back to school. The kid just began high school. 14-year-old just began high school. Yep. Sounds about right. He's 14. Just started high school. You just started high school. And this is what you do. Right? You just started high school and this is what you do. So it sparks this question. What exactly is everyone doing? Like, what's happening in America that we can't have metal detectors in these schools? What's happening in America that it's so difficult to get metal detectors and put several metal detectors in the school, right? So that anyone getting into the school, they have to go through the metal detectors in order to get there. I don't see how that's a difficult thing to do. It can't be. Right? Put some metal detectors in the school. Everyone getting into school has to go through the metal detectors. Have those doors that, yes, these doors can open from the inside only in case of an emergency, right? But if you're outside trying to get in, it's going to be quite difficult for you to get into these doors unless you know these certain emergency places where you can get into the building if you are some sort of rescue worker or someone that's trying to get into the building. If let's say there's some sort of fire or something happening, in case of an emergency, you can enter from certain places, right? And these are ideas. These are just ideas. And I think everyone should have some ideas. And I think ideas is where, we start to spark a change, right? Like, what are some of the things that you guys believe that we can do to stop these school shootings, right? So I think that will be the question. What are some of the things that you guys believe we can and should do in order to stop these situations from occurring so frequently, right? So what I don't get is people claiming that they're paid actors. Yes, those thousands of people in the community and hundreds of students, they're all just crisis before. You know, that's the thing about the internet. People say absolutely anything when it comes to the internet, right? This is not the first time I've heard some situation like that happening. There was this one very famous guy. I don't know why he was famous, but he had some sort of a name and an internet presence, and he was saying something along these lines, right? I believe it Sandy Hook. I don't quite remember what exactly it was, but he said something along those lines, right? When people are actually going through this trauma, like they're actually people that are dealing with their loved ones not being here anymore, and you're so insensitive that you decide, all right, cool. Well, because I want to push whatever agenda it is that I want to push, I'm willing to say whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is or how you feel about what it is that I'm saying, right? And he since it was like a crazy lawsuit that he came under, and he had to pay back a whole lot of money. I'm not sure how much. I don't know the facts and the figures, but yeah. And then the same person, like I see him, it's like he's still fear mongering. And that's why I tell you guys all the time. I always preach this. Never put anyone on a pedestal. No one deserves it. They're human beings. We are all just spiritual beings having a human experience, right? No one deserves for you to put them up on a pedestal, right? If someone inspires you, that's okay. That's cool. It's cool to be inspired, right? It's cool to hold people in high regard. I'm not saying no. But just know that there's a dark side to everything. There's a dark side to absolutely everyone, right? Some people are more extreme than others. Some people will do things that are just completely heinous. Some people don't have the self-control to be like, all right, cool. Well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that, because if I do that, this, and this is going to happen. And these are going to be the negative consequences of what it is that I do to these people. Right? So there are those people that don't really have that sort of, filter when it comes to some of the negativity that they do as well. Shout out, please. It's my birthday, says Lika Waliki. Happy birthday to you, Lisa Waliki. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you've had a very special birthday, for the amount of time that's left in your birthday. I hope you had a great day. You're in the right place, right? Welcome, Lisa. And happy birthday once again. You look like the kind of guy who plays. Yes, don't know what that is. Ducky says hi. How you doing, Ducky? Unique name. Antheo Marcus says, "Wagwan, my brother. Big up yourself on the live stream there. Hope you're irie and everything bless up. Have a great day. Enough love and respect to you. One love, me say." Thank you so much, Antonio Marcos. Very unique name for a Jamaican accent. I sincerely do appreciate all the love, though. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. You don't know that, already. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the kind words and the kind gestures. And, September is definitely the month of gratitude. So we're going to give thanks for life. We're going to give thanks at least at the very minimum that more people did not get hurt today. So, at least we have that to be thankful for. But, the tragic situation and the people that lost their lives, I just send my empathy to them. And I know it's going to be a long road to recovery for the survivors and the family of the survivors that have to deal with that situation. The entire town will be mourning. The entire town will be saddened by a situation that happened like this. But it's one of those things, guys. Don't wait until it happens in your backyard before you feel some type of way about this. Like, this is something that we all should feel some type of way about. And we all should come and discuss, what it is that we're willing to do about the situation. Okay? Yes. You need to grow that beard, my dude, says SRT. Pori86 says, hi, bro. How you doing? How you doing? A few messages in Arabic. I don't quite understand those. But big up everyone in that's speaking that language. Sincerely do appreciate it. Someone says I should have dyed a few of my Twizzler braids red. Not my style, not my style. But big up yourself, Eric JD92. Honey Girl says, wow, it looks nice. Thank you so much, Honey Girl. I appreciate that. I sincerely do appreciate it. The parents need to be charged too, says Roxanne. They had weapons at home and didn't protect it well. I don't really know how I feel about that. I think that's a very unique perspective. And I didn't really think too much about the parents, to be honest with you. Right? You don't... I didn't think about the parents and the role that they played in this situation. Maybe. Maybe you're right about that. Maybe you are. Maybe you are right about that. But I'm not entirely sure yet. That's unique because I don't think I've ever not had a strong opinion on it, right? Because here on one hand we have they didn't actually commit the act, right? I'm assuming that they didn't tell their child to go ahead and do something like this, right? But what role did they play in this whole situation? Did they play a role? Are they accessories as well? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really have enough evidence to really say, yeah, they should be too. But I do understand what it is that you're saying. When we send our kids to school, we are not expecting them to be picked up. And yeah, definitely not expecting that. Roxanne, you're definitely not. And that should never be the case. That should never, ever be the case. You know what I mean? It should never, ever, ever be the case. Someone says, nah, you don't cut it. Okay. All right. I'm loyal to my country. I more or less follow the law, and I'll eventually pay. Okay. Thank you so much, Luther. Appreciate that. Xavier says, hey. Roxanne says, the parents know something because after the feds went to their house, they moved from one county to another. Maybe, quite possibly. I don't know all the details of that though. I can't really, I don't really know the details about that. What you're saying could be true, but I don't really know. I can't confirm or deny that actually happened. But I do appreciate you sharing that. The Secret Doctrine says John 6 verse 47. KJV, verily, verily, I say unto you. Yeah, guys, I'm touching my chin a lot because this is still something that actually really wows me, right? Touching my chin a lot because it feels new, it feels unique. I don't know if you guys have ever shaved before, but it's sort of like the hair sticking out. It feels kind of weird, right? But I'm used to really touching my chin and there's hair there, so don't be alarmed if you see me doing this. It's just a different experience. So, I say unto you, he that believeth on me hath everlasting life. Hath is present tense. You receive everlasting life when you believe in Jesus Christ, says the Secret Doctrine. Thank you for sharing. Hey, and AJ Gus just got back to wish you the best, man. Keep speaking your word. All about the school is too true. Keep it up, man. Absolutely, I will. Absolutely, I will. Um, Absolutely, I will. I think what I'm gonna do too, actually, after this, right? I'm probably gonna do the stream maybe an hour, and then right after this, I'm gonna do a separate stream. You know, tomorrow is my child's first day of school, and I gotta be there with her. So I'm gonna get up early tomorrow morning, go to my kid's school, and be there with her tomorrow. But yeah, right after this, I want to talk about you know, I want to talk a little bit more about this situation and some of the developing facts, or some of the facts that we found out about. Right. So right after I stop this video, maybe we'll do an hour here, and then we'll do another hour. And we'll discuss some more ideas of what it is that we could discuss, or that we could do as a community, as people, right? In order to help to stop these things, right? Like, we have to be the change that we want, in this world and in this country. Only in Ohio, says Jero. Okay, thank you so much. Use clear bag, says Roxanne. I think that's one way we could actually do things as well. I think that makes a lot of sense. I grew up in rural New York. There were kids that would hunt. Sometimes the students that have their cars would have rifles and shotguns in their vehicles, said Luther Marshall. Yeah, guns are a little bit too easily accessible in America, if I'm completely honest with you. Kids shouldn't be walking around or riding around in pickup trucks with weapons, right? They just shouldn't. They shouldn't. And people who are unstable as well shouldn't really be having weapons. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these are things that we got to start getting better at, really, vetting who are able to access these weapons. You know what I mean? But thank you so much, Luther Marshall, for sharing. I really do appreciate that. It was Alex Jones, says George Washington. I'm from Alabama. Every high school in Alabama, when I was in high school, had a weapon in every truck, in every park and lot. And we weren't doing that to each other. Well, yeah, maybe you're right about that. Maybe you are right about that situation. You know, but at the same time, I don't want to say things and times have changed, right? Because maybe isolated incidents did happen, and back then, I don't particularly know, right? But whenever someone who was in the community sort of went missing, they didn't really have the technology back then that they do now. But who knows what really happened to these people, right? The vibration, the frequency that people are on, right? The frequency, and I tell you guys all the time about the vibration that people are in. If you're in a negative vibration, like, these are the things that you're attracting to yourself, right? So for whatever reason, this kid saw other people around him as his enemies, right? And he wanted to hurt people that were around him, right? For whatever reason, right? But it all goes down to the frequency that he was in, right? And when you're in a negative frequency and you have negative energy, right? That's where all the negative thoughts come from, right? It stems from that. It stems from your own personal negative frequency that you're dwelling in. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think people need to kind of, work on that aspect of themselves as well. And that was in the 90s and the 2000s, not the 50s, says Luther, man. Well, the 90s, I don't know, man. The 90s, because I'm from the 90s, right? I wasn't a high schooler in the 90s, but I was actually born in the 90s, right? And, being born in the 90s, raised in the 90s and the 2000s, the early 2000s, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I didn't see, you know what I mean, certain things happen, right? I did. I've experienced certain things. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, so I really am gonna stand firm on that. I don't think that kids should be carrying around these weapons, and I don't think unstable people should be carrying around these weapons, right? I don't. I just don't. I just don't. Honestly, I just do not. That's reckless. That's why the world is what it is right now. If you think about the South, right? Think about places like Memphis, right? And how easily it is in Memphis to really get a hold on these weapons, right? It's too easy for people to get their hand on these weapons. And they do not have good intentions, and they do not think things through. And even when they do think these things through, they're thinking that what they're doing is right. Bottom line. It's crazy. Good morning from Switzerland. What text is he reading, says George Washington. Good morning from Switzerland. It's 5:38 a.m. Good morning to everyone out there in Switzerland. Monkey says I sub. But Moho, good morning to you, and good morning to everyone in Switzerland. Welcome, welcome, welcome. America, says George Washington. Moho says thank you, George. Hi, I'm back, says Avery Abrahamson. Yes, I do remember that name. If I'm not honest, if I'm being honest, I do remember that name. I believe it was sometime recently, maybe within the last 5 days that I've seen Avery. And welcome back, Avery. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. He is not reading the chat we are on, says George Washington. Yes, George Washington, because it's not just about reading the chat, good sir, right? It's not just about reading the chat. Moreover, whenever you do record on YouTube, there's always a delay. So there's like a 10, maybe 15-second delay or something like that when I am talking, between the time that I'm talking and between the time that I'm able to get to the chat and also get out what I need to get out. But thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Michael Buxton says same. You look different. You look good, says Harold. Okay, I appreciate that. Big up yourself. EJ World says, hey. Somebody says yum yum cheeseburger. Okay, excellent. What are you reading, says Mango. I had pizza last night and now I have a bad okay. Okay. How do you stop a bad guy with a weapon? There's ways. Trust me when I tell you there are ways. There are definitely ways, right? The thing is about human beings, what's crazy about it, right? And it's not even something that's crazy. Like everyone, no matter how big and tough and big and strong that they are, like everyone, we all have the power of life and death over not only ourselves, but over other people and other things and other beings that are around us as well. It's not hard at all, right? But it's the self-control that you exercise, right? When dealing with other people and knowing that you're not here to just feed on other people's energy, right? When people realize that they could go inward and tap into their own energy, then they'll stop wanting to take energy from other people and other things around them, right? So because everything that we consume, the food that helps with our energy, that helps to build up our energy, so to speak, right? People do that on just an energetic level as well. People try to feed off of other people's energy. And I think when we start to go within, we'll start to realize that the energy is unlimited, guys. You don't need to feed off anyone's energy. You just need to fix your own. You need to focus on your own energy and fix that. Fix your own vibration. Fix your own frequency. None but ourselves could do that, right? It's not an external thing. It's something that you have to do personally. It's something you personally have to do. You get me? Someone says, saludos desde El Salvador. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but big up to yourself and big up to El Salvador as well. Antonio Salazar says, what's up, bro? How you doing, Antonio? Big up yourself. Okay. It's nice to see you again. Thank you so much, Abraham. I appreciate you, Avery Abrahamson. Thank you so much. Nice to see you as well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We have the right to have the Second Amendment. Okay. Yet Chicago is stricter on firearms. Okay. I have been in school, so sometimes I don't see you go live. That's why you haven't seen me for a little bit. I hope that helps. It's all good. It is all good. It's all good, man. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Hi, just joined, says Vesh Edits. Welcome, welcome, Vesh Edits. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you. Welcome, one and all. And thank you to everyone that has subscribed to this to this channel. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to people that are in Switzerland, people in Ohio, people in El Salvador. Thank you guys. Thank you each and every one of you for tapping in and tuning in. We're sending out positive energy to everyone that has been affected by the situation that happened today in Winder, in Georgia, at Appalachian High School. I do believe that is a Native American sounding name. Not entirely sure what the roots are of that name. But yeah, it was a very tragic situation that transpired earlier today. And we're just sending our well wishes to everyone that, is directly affected by the situation. Yeah. Hi, just joined. Goofy Goober says hi. How you doing, Goofy? Big up yourself, Goofy. Zero, I just sub. God bless you. Thank you so much, Vesh. I appreciate that. He says you're so nice. He or she says you're so nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you kindly. What do you cover on your channel? I'm new here. So everything leads back to spirituality on this channel. It's life is but a stream, right? So we talk about our life experiences. We talk about things that are current events, things that are happening in the world around us. We network, we get to know one another. I speak to people from all over the world, from everywhere. We have people from every single country. No, maybe not every single country yet. But most of the countries that I could name for sure, right? And even some of them that I was not able to name. There's been plenty of people that have tapped in from all over the world, and I feel blessed to be able to bring you this content. Riley Savage says, I subscribed to you a long time ago. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who is subscribing and everyone who has subscribed in the past. Like, you guys are so valuable. I do appreciate it. Avery says, I subscribe to you so I can when you go live. Thank you, Avery. I appreciate that. Riley's from Canada. Have you realized that your spirituality lacks logic, says Brock. Brock, it's all good. We don't all have to view the world the same way, right? So, you want to apply a third dimensional logic, right? And whatever it is that you say is illogical or not logic, that's from your perspective, right? So if you want to limit your perspective to what we all are in terms of being spiritual beings, that's completely up to you, Brock. I'm not here to change you or try to convert you or try to do anything, right? You could take away from this, or if you don't like the content, Brock, you're not forced to be here, right? No one is forced to be here. People are here because they want to be here. You get what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's we could just agree to disagree, right? But I always tell you guys, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. Each and every single one of us. Spiritual beings having a human experience, right? It's quite simple. The frequency that you're on, right? You pick up a thought, you think a thought, you haven't done any physical activity yet, right? You haven't done anything physical yet. You think a thought, and then you take an action, right? Everything comes from the intangibles. Everything comes from the spiritual realm. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So when you want to apply logic to that, a third dimensional limited logic to that, right? It's completely up to you, right? Because everything is based on the things that you have experienced. What about the things that you haven't experienced? Right? Or what about the things that you're not conscious that you have experienced? Frederick Muller, have a blessed night. Have a blessed night. Avery Abraham says, I'm from Minnesota. Yes, yes. Big up to Minnesota. Oh yeah, I do remember. Okay, Minnesota. That was that yesterday or a few days ago? I do remember Minnesota. Someone being in here from Minnesota, and I was talking about a boot. It could have been yesterday, if I'm honest. I work as a fireman, said Riley Savage. Big up yourself, and thank you so much for everything that you do and all the people that you have rescued. I sincerely appreciate people like you, Riley. Thank you so much. I just made a channel 3 weeks ago. I got a new phone, so that's why I'm new. But I'm not actually. I've been here on this app for years, and I'm on my channel is only 3 weeks old. But I make edits, Vesh edits. Continue to do what it is that you do. Eventually, success will come to you. I wish you all the best on your endeavors, right? And we're here to tap in with you whenever you'd like, right? Provided what you're providing to other people is content that's helpful for them. It's helping them to grow as individuals, right? It's not to say that you have to be a perfect individual, because nobody's perfect. Speaking from a third dimensional, speaking from a logical level right now. But you're perfectly you. So yeah, and thank you so much, Moki guy says, I've subbed. Everyone, follow Mookie Guy's lead and subscribe as well. subscribe. I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. We have risen. Wow, we've risen quite a significant amount of subscribers. We've gone up about, what was it? What were we at before? We've gone up 10 subscribers just now. So that's great. That's terrific, guys. Thank you so much. Yo, Boogie says, yo, what's good, Brody? How you, man? How you, Brody? Man, that was my guy from when I was in Georgia for like 2 years. I was in Georgia for 2 years, and Boogie was one of my main dudes from Georgia. You know, he's from New York as well. And yeah, man, you know, he's one of them cool dudes that I used to work with. Big up yourself, my guy. BZ5 says, there is a guy that I like. Everyone says I shouldn't like him, but I do. He was recently injured by gunfire but survived. I'm not entirely sure where we're going with this. I'm wondering if that's a red flag. Okay, I read that before. Somebody actually said that before, so I know that person's actually trolling, because they said the same exact thing, and I believe I did answer it. Yeah. Ryan is talking about Diddy. Listen, Ryan, I don't know Diddy, Brody. I don't know Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. I can't speak on Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If he is guilty, then he deserves what's coming to him, right? But we don't know. So, you know, innocent until proven guilty, I guess, right? But I just don't know. But he's saying Diddy didn't do nothing wrong. I can't tell you if he did or he didn't, to be honest with you. Hello from Brazil, says Sandra. Big up yourself, Sandra. Welcome from Brazil. Sandra, how nice of you to join us tonight. Brazil. Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. Where are you from, Sandra? I identify as Chihuahua. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. Avery Abrahamson says, it's so nice to talking to you. Thank you so much. You got a Dominican uncle mustache, says Al Rivera. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, Dominicans are, I think they're African. They're African just like everyone. Well, most people in the Caribbean. They're also mixed with African as well. Some of them won't admit it. A lot of times I do see Dominicans and they really remind me of Jamaicans, which are my people, right? A lot of times I see them and it's very difficult for me to really tell the difference between them in terms of how they move as well. Yeah, but big up to and I'm not gonna say all Dominicans are the same, right? Like not all Dominicans are the same, not all Jamaicans are the same. People are different, but Big up to yourself and big up to the Dominican Republic. Thank you so much, Al Rivera. Jackson boy, I tried to do a Dominican accent just now, but I might need a little practice. Click here, says Yo Boogie. Big up yourself, my guy. Jackson Boyer says, hi, how you doing, Jackson? I identify as a raccoon, says Omid Al Abdul. Yeah, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself, guy. Raccoon. I like what you're doing, says Roxanne. Thank you so much, Roxanne. I appreciate that. Just trying to be the change that we want in this world. You know, yeah, that's it. That's all we can do. Okay, Ahmed, I'm not gonna read any more of your chats because you're not saying something. Someone says funky looking at, and just like that, and just like that. I'm just gonna put him in a timeout for like 10 minutes. How you know how I smell through the screen? I learned some new things from you today, says Avery Abrahamson. Like what, Avery? Like what? Yeah, I've only gotten 10 subs, so kind of sad. Not really surprised that the mix of subs I got is like 69 on my other channels, 69 on my other channels, but that's it. I never got into 1,000, but that's my dream. Vesh, you know what it comes with? So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So within the last 2 months, right? Not even 2 months. Within the last month and a half, this channel, I don't know what it is that happened, right? But I was posting, let's say sometimes 7 days, every 10 days, every 15 days, just at random intervals. I was posting videos, or I would do a video. I just got tired of editing videos, right? I got tired of editing videos, so I was like, man, why don't I just start doing live shows? Live, I experimented with it once I got to 50 subscribers. And then I got to the point where I was like, yo, you know what? Let me just do this consistently. So before, I was getting one person would pop in, 2 people would pop in, right? And then the channel had a peak, and then it sort of went a little steady, dropped a little bit, peaked again, right? And this is all within the last month and a half, right? Gained a bunch of subscribers, even right now, right? So right now it's saying that it's 14 people, but I can guarantee you that overall we've had over 500 people that have been in here tonight, right? So today we did 1.7 thousand people, right? Today in the live that we did for an hour. The highest views was 2.2K. And these are not Cristiano Ronaldo numbers, right? But at the same time, you got to start somewhere, Vesh. So, yeah, I would just say, just be consistent, right? Don't quit. Don't give up. I'm not in the thousands yet, but I'm proud because guess what? We're at 676. We were at 555 just a week ago, right? So in 1 week, look at that. We've gone up 121 subscribers, right? So it comes with consistency. You know what I mean? And over time, you got this, all right? Sativa, I don't know what you're talking about, fam. Yeah, we're not going to do the creepy stuff. I'm heartbroken, says Leon. My girlfriend cheated on me, says Leon. Leon, it's happened to the best of us, man. It's happened to the best of us. Hope you are able to get over that situation. I know you will. You just got to really just tough it out. And now is the perfect time for you to learn how to love yourself, right? Now's the perfect time for you to start to put yourself first. Spend some time by yourself. Be alone for a little while. I think people think once you get out of a relationship, you got to just rush into another relationship. No. Spend some time by yourself. Spend some time getting to know yourself. Spend some time, when I say getting to know yourself, it's like, what are really my likes and my dislikes? What's something that is just completely non-negotiable when it comes to a relationship? What is something that, what are some of the things that I will accept? What are some of the red flags that I will not accept? Right? You got to start asking yourself these questions. Boogie says, debates for days, my guy. Injured by what? Okay. All right, cool. So guys, I'm going to do 6 more minutes of this stream, and then let's say at 12:20 or so, right? We're gonna come back and do. I'm gonna come back and do another stream. I've never done something like this before, where I've deliberately stopped the stream, and then came back directly afterwards. But yeah, I'm gonna I want to see what's developed with this situation that took place in Georgia. And then we're going to discuss some ideas and certain things that we could do to prevent these things in the future. I think we need to have like a open discussion about these things so that we could prevent them from occurring again, right? We can do our part, right? And we can make our suggestions. I think it's time that we start doing things like that. Like, what are some of the things that we could do? What are some of the policies that we could help implement? Because if we are going to talk about people getting our vote, what are they going to do about situations like this so that the kids are safe? What are you doing about situations like this so kids are safe? And I think this is the time for us to really start to grill these politicians, these people that we put into in these offices. It's time for us to really, hold them accountable as well. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable because these things can't keep happening right across America. So, yeah, we're going to have a discussion about it. And then, we'll see what resolutions we can make. I'm going to get, because I'm so certain that we're going to have some really brilliant ideas that I'm going to get my notepad. We're going to write these things down. And we're going to see over time what changes we could help to make in regards to these situations. Because, these things shouldn't be happening, right? And don't wait until it happens in your neighborhood up the street. Don't wait until it happens, to someone close to you for you to really start to take action. It doesn't have to happen to someone close to you for you to start to take action. There's people that are hurting because of this situation. And yeah, there's absolutely things that we could do. Blackbeard, no, you're actually finished. You actually are finished. Yeah. Tyler says subscribe. Thank you so much, Tyler. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. Blood from Houston. Not entirely sure what it is you're talking about. Hike Guttier. Not entirely sure. Wait, guys, I have a question. Hi, I'm a weird guy. Says weird guy. Okay. Yes, 100% says Al Rivera. Someone says your face shines like an emperor. Do you know Ju Sam? I do not. I do not. So basically, I said edging to this, and I got banned, timed out. Is this justified? I'm not entirely sure what it is you're talking about, sir. Off-brand Corey Kenshin, says someone else who's anonymous. We need more positive vibes like yours. Thank you so much. Nah, absolutely. Thank you, Roxanne. I'm Latina and I'm identified as a mixed individual, says Tanaz 777. I think everyone has certain degrees of mixed in their background. I think, most people, I would say, right? Especially in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, But big up yourself. I like the world around us, says Avery. That's the attitude, man. That's the attitude. And the new states I haven't heard of. Tyler says, Harris, if you didn't see my message, you look like Cleveland Brown but with dreads. Search him up. I know what Cleveland Brown looks like. Cleveland Brown's a fictional character. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. I got a set up to go live. Oh yeah? All right, man. Shit, tap in, man. Tap in, Brody. Tap in, Boogie. Tap in, man. Vesh Edits says, yeah, but the thing is, I can't go live for some reason. Like, you have to be 1,000 subs. I don't know why it says that's weird. But I don't really want to make live streams because I don't really show. I don't think, well, I don't know, but I think for me it was like 50. You got to have like 50 subscribers to go live. Yeah, I think you got to have 50 subscribers. But, keep grinding. Vesh Edits, I do have a podcast. If you were doing podcasts, I would invite you to the podcasting group that I started over there on Facebook. has quite a number of members, about 5,000 people, close to 5,000, 4,900 people over there. Where you might, you may be able to share some of the things that it is that you do, but this is not a podcast, then, yeah. Yeah, well, if your views are going up, that's great. Try organizing a panel live stream that you can host. You know something? You know something, Boogie? I've had somebody actually offer to go, like, for us to do a show together. But the thing is, I don't think I'm ready to do a show with anyone else yet right now, right? I think I want to establish I want to establish a brand. I want to establish a name. I want to establish something that I'm doing personally. And then we could think about, all right, cool. All right, well, this would be a good idea for me to work with this person, and we could do this on a consistent basis. But I just know, man. I've done things in the past where I've worked with people. Before I used to, I try to help independent artists because, I was an independent artist myself. But I would rent out venues, invite people over. I've always had big ideas, like rent out a venue, invite somebody over to come perform, and put a show together. You know what I mean? But it's certain things, man, that I just kind of noticed with people that I was just like, man, all right, people ain't really that dependable. So you just got to do what you got to do. But at a certain point, yeah, I'm not opposed to the idea. But right now, I just want to establish this and, build a community over here. What's your opinion on sentiment AI? Okay, guys, we're getting close to an hour. I will be back at all right, we're gonna do 12:25 because I do want to get like 10 minutes in between. I'm gonna be back at 12:25, and we're gonna discuss some ideas of what it is that we could do about the situation that did happen in Georgia. So I will see you guys 12:25, maybe 12:30, 12:30 the latest. All right. So I'll see you guys soon.